thing that motivates us. It's all about contributing to our well-being, to our wellness in life. And my opinion is that if we live a life with purpose, we're already halfway there.
Well, good afternoon, fabulous, fabulous people. Thank you for joining me, getting myself a little comfortable for this next few minutes so we can have a great chat again about the silver economy. And I'm going to be talking more about this today and sharing how I feel in relation to this whole idea of aging, the silver economy, as we call it, you know, being able to enter into doing things for ourselves, being in business for ourselves. Look at all that, and I think to myself, look, there was a time. Oh, first of all, let me give you today's title or episode today is Why the Silver Economy Creates Freedom. And it's important. It's really, really important. And I hope I get this. I hope I get this across to you because it's important as we get older to not see ourselves as being washed up and over the hill and too old. I'm too old. I wished I had done this when I was younger. You know, I've got people around me, friends, that say that. You know, they say things like, oh, if I was only, 20 years younger or 10 years younger or whatever. And, it reminds me of people who come up with all sorts of other things like, oh, I can't do it, I'm too fat, I'm too thin. My hair isn't right. I need to go and get the tips done. I need to get the roots sorted. All this stuff we come up with to put roadblocks in our way of not doing the things that we might like to do or that give us great joy or make us, super happy. And we stop ourselves from that happiness. I'm not quite sure why. Because there's a myriad of things, I suppose, why. I've been a great student of psychology in my life. I've always been interested in how people think and feel, why they do. I'm a great observer of people. Family think I'm a busybody, but I'm a great observer of people. I like watching people. I suppose you could call me a people watcher. I like watching, what goes on and what's happening. And that's, part of my makeup and part of my being a person who likes to just be involved. And, for the sake of knowing and learning, I just like to know a lot of things and learn a lot of things. I remember years ago being at one of Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God. I was fortunate enough to attend with a very small group of people, quite a few days with him at one time. And, at the end of it, he said to me, I've never met anybody like you who knows so much about so many things. And I don't know, I mean, it wasn't intentional that I came across it as that, but I suppose it just sort of came up in conversations. And I find that to be true. A friend of mine recently told me that, I'm a polymath. And at the time I said, oh, have I got something that's, is that something, that's going to harm me or something that's going to drop off over time or I'm going to lose or sag an extra 4 inches? What does that mean? Because I honestly didn't know what it meant. But later on I went and had a look at what that means, and it just simply is what I'm saying. It's a person who knows a lot, knows something about a lot of things, and I guess that's me. And I don't know where that came with. I think I was born with it and I came with it, because it's certainly not been nurtured. It's just been one of those things that, I've loved doing. So this whole area about the silver economy interests me. I've taken a very keen interest in it over, quite a range of time now, and explored that, talked about it. I've written about it. I've personally, I'm involved in it. So I really understand and I get this thing about, and I'm hoping that, I'm like you, or you're like me, that we, as we get older, there's quite a lot of us don't want to feel like we're washed up or it's all over or I'm too old to do things. And maybe you want to do things as a hobby. Maybe you want to do them as a fair income business. You want a business. You don't just want a hobby. When I first started Bold Not Old, it was more about a hobby. I went off and I was, like a lot of the other influencers out there at the moment, I was all about wanting to encourage people to express themselves through their style and their clothing and what they wear and, personal self-expression and own that and really love it and be, uplifted by that. So I started off in that space, and that's a big space. It's all about looking good, fashion. It's, fabulous things. And I love that. Look at me. I love all me bling and I love dressing up and I love fabulous. But one of the things I realised was that more than that, that's only part of who I am. And as a person, and I hope I'm speaking to you who are like me, that as a person, I'm quite entrepreneurial or very entrepreneurial. And I like doing entrepreneurial things. And for me specifically, I like that to be in the area of business. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that I have the opportunity to be involved in things that give me more of what I already have. I think I mentioned this last week, not last week. I don't tell you about last week. I missed out last week because I hurt my shoulder and I'm nursing it today, being very careful with it. I really tore all that. I've got a bad shoulder, really hurt it. So last week I was in the miseries and I didn't do a Wednesdays with Wallis. But anyway, I'm back doing it this week, talking to you about why the silver economy creates freedom. And it creates freedom because it can give you, one, more of what you already have, or it can give you a lifestyle that you don't have. Maybe you're still working or you're still doing things and you're still inputting. Maybe you're working for yourself in some area where you're trading hours and time for money, and you look at it and go, God, I won't be able to do this forever. I'm going to have to change that or find some other way to earn a whole bunch of money. Because if you're maintaining your life at a certain level, when I say that you want more of the same, well, you do. You want more of what you already have. And that doesn't mean you want to accumulate a whole lot more onto it. You just want that to sustain itself. You want a sustainable life, the one that you already have, that you might absolutely love, and you can go on holidays and you can do things and you're having a nice life. Thank you very much. And you might have your pet areas that you subscribe to or give back to. Maybe they're people around you or community, or maybe you're fortunate enough to be in the position where you're contributing internationally to some organisation or some area that needs your money or needs money and needs your help. So you might be doing that. So all of those things allow you a certain amount of freedom. They allow the things that I do, allow me a certain amount of freedom to drive a motor car of my choice, to be able to have a holiday if I feel really tired and I want to have one, providing I don't put other things in the way, which I tend to do. But, all that. So when you look at it, you go, well, a house, the sort of house I like. I don't have a huge garden, but I love my garden. And And, I want more of the same. I want to continue having what I have. But how do you do that? How do you sustain that as you get older? Because we all know that things are hiking, everything is going up in price, everything is, got some additional cost to it. Every time we turn around, I mean, I can't believe the price of airfares, but, every time we turn around, it's more money. So, when we get older and we head for retirement, I don't believe in retirement, but when we head for, not wanting to work and trade dollars for or hours for dollars, then we want to have enough money to keep living and keep paying our bills and keep, our lifestyle. How do we do that? What I'm suggesting is we do it out of what I'm calling is the silver economy. We do it out of sharing our knowledge and our skills, our lifetime of experience, the things that we've accumulated over that time, the knowledge, and the knowledge area is the biggest growing area on the internet. So I'm suggesting that you take what you have, and if you don't think you have a skill, if you don't think you have any knowledge, if you, like me and how I was at one time, where I thought, oh, well, who wants to listen to me? What do I know? And I had to pull myself up on that fairly quickly because, I know a lot and I've had a lot of experience. And I've certainly had a lot of experience as an entrepreneur and been in and out of lots of different businesses and done lots of different things and made the transition to teaching myself about the internet and how to grow a business on the internet and what to do with that. And that certainly has taken quite a lot of time and quite a lot of investment in myself to do that. But I wanted to, because I wanted to take that and add it to my life experience and skills and share that with others so I can help people like you. And if you're, say, 60 plus or 65 plus, then you're the person I'm talking to. Now, somebody reminded me this week that what I'm talking about and what I'm doing and the things I'm involved in are, definitely for people 50 plus, 55 plus. And they are, and it is. But I'm specifically talking to you if you're 60 plus, because you're my person that I relate to very, very well, because I'm you, you're me. And, we both have the same, or have had the same challenges and the same things pass through our lives that we understand specifically. Now, forgot to mention, of course, and my wonderful, wonderful VA always reminds me, Wallis, you forgot to tell people to click on the button below and subscribe to this video, because I'm building my subscription base and wanting, more and more people to cotton on to listening about, the silver economy and the opportunities that exist within there. Now, some weeks I get into specifically talking about what they are, and next week I will go back to that. I'll talk about, people who have entered the silver economy and are doing very, very well out of it. And I'll give you some examples of older people, and they're certainly older people who have done that. Because I used to think, if you hadn't got it all, or you hadn't done it by the time you're in your 20s or 30s max, you're probably on the skids. Not true, because we are certainly a force to be reckoned with, and the fact that we have the experience and the knowledge that we have, I love what the Hopi Indians says. The Hopi Indians, they have a saying that says, we're the ones we've been waiting for. And we are. And we can do so much one for ourselves, and we can do so much for others as well. And you're probably thinking, well, why is she saying yourself first? Isn't it about other people? Yes, it is. But if you can't make it right for you, then you can't make it right for others, and that's called walking your talk. We'll talk about that some other time, but I have often heard people selling things, doing things, promoting things, and they don't live that life, and that's not sustainable, and it needs to be sustainable for you. But we'll talk about those things as we go along. I'm very, very, very excited about the opportunity that you will have ahead of you with Bold Not Old. We're launching our new membership very soon, and that's an exciting thing because you'll be able to come in and you'll be able to go into our 12-week program where we'll take you from an idea or a concept or something maybe you already have you want to transfer to, being online with. Maybe it's just an idea or something you've had floating around in your head and you'd like to nail that down and build a business out of that and launch that online for yourself. That's what I'm all about. I want to help you do that. I want to show you how to do it. And you don't need a whole bunch of pot of gold to do that. And that will then afford you the opportunity to maintain your current lifestyle, or if it's not what you want, to have the one you really want, but certainly to take you further on in your life and have it sustainable and give you money. And if you're fortunate enough, then you can also give back. So it's about making money and making a difference. Thank you for listening. Go to the link below, click on and subscribe to Wednesdays with Wallis. I'd love to have you. And I'm talking to you if you are 60 plus years of age and you want more of what you already have. And I'm going to show you in some reasonably easy steps and simplified so we really get it, it's not too complex, how to have it. Talk to you soon. See you next week on Wednesdays with Wallis. Thanks for turning up. It's been great. Talk soon. Cheers.